My first guest, Oscar-winning actress, won just this year, as a matter of fact, starring in a new movie with George Clooney called The Good German. It opens December 15th in selected cities and nationwide on January 19th. Please welcome Cate Blanchett. See, that is amazing to me. I saw you not like 9 minutes ago, and you had a whole different outfit on.
I know.
And then
I'm going to change in the commercial break. I couldn't make up my mind.
No, but see, that's amazing about women. They'll take from like 3 o'clock till 9 minutes ago to get the other outfit on, and then a whole different one in like 9 minutes.
Well, how long does it take you to get dressed? You get in here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
This has a zipper up the back.
Right, there you go. And someone else pulls it out.
Do I look like I get dressed? I just stand there and they put the stuff on, and that's what it is. Well, welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you. I don't quite know where I am, actually.
Are you a bit jet-lagged?
Well, I've been on a plane since Thursday from Sydney.
Wow.
My husband and I directed a play in Sydney, and I got on a plane the next day and went to New York and come back here, and I don't know, I think I go back to Sydney tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
So if you know where I'm going, please tell me.
And flying is awful now, isn't it? I remember when I started, like, in the 70s, flying was actually, like, pleasant. Now it's like a nightmare. Do you just get fed up?
No, I actually find it really, I had a really bad experience when I was 10. My father had died, and he was from Texas, and so my mum planned this trip to Texas, and we caught this little plane from some airport in Orange, California, and then we flew with these women with these enormous breasts and huge 10-gallon hats and this tiny little 12-seater plane, and we got into the middle of a lightning storm, which I didn't realize at the time, and they just screamed the whole way down. And
but the jiggling must have been great. Yeah.
But from this perspective, yeah.
I would have loved it, but for you it wouldn't have been much. But yeah, that's sort of Texas, the big breasts, the big hair. You got
well, it was my first taste of America.
Is that right?
Yeah, I love it.
So when you fly now, do you? I mean, it seems like every flight is delayed all the time. Do you relax on a plane, or do you like to?
I just sleep.
Really?
Well, I've got 2 children, so I kind of, for this flight from Sydney to Melbourne is. Sydney, where am I?
Right.
Sydney to Los Angeles is 14 hours, so I just slept the whole way.
Are your kids good? You're going, sorry, I'm sorry, they're young, we're sorry. Do you have to do that all the time, or are they good kids?
Well, no, this time I flew without them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no, I kept saying I'm sorry because I was snoring so loudly.
You left them at baggage claim. And just,
yeah, I think they're still there.
Oh.
Revolving.
Now, what play were you doing?
My husband did a one-act David Mamet called Reunion, and I did a one-act Harold Pinter. I was directing it. Called Kind of Alaska. We flooded the stage.
Well, see, this is what I like about English and Australian. When they're not doing movies, they're always acting in something. It's either, like a lot of American movie stars will do 1 movie a year, and then you sit by the pool, you know. But,
right.
But it's true.
I obviously have got the wrong agent.
No, but either that or but you know, everything is like a business decision, as opposed to just the part of acting, right?
Yeah, well, I suppose, I trained I went to a drama school, and, I got to the age of 25 and never really expected to make a film, so all that stuff that I've done since has been great. But I was actually directing this time, so I got to sort of... Oh, okay. It's such a relief not to have to do it.
Yeah. So, now, you've acted, obviously, a lot on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the sort of usual nightmare. I mean, that's sort of the fun thing about acting, because when something goes wrong in a film, you can fix it.
I know, but someone was saying backstage that we like things going wrong in the theatre, like you like animals, because they poop. Right. I mean, not that actors poop on stage, but I haven't had... once I was in a production of Hedda Gabler, and I had to come on in a blackout, and my dress must have got caught on something, and I heard this God Almighty rip, and I thought I'm going to be naked when the lights come up, but fortunately I wasn't. Oh. An actor split his pants. And when he turned... in the same production, actually, Hugo Weaving, you know, who's in V for Vendetta, he was playing with me, and we had to come on in the blackout again. Right. And I didn't know what had happened, but I had to turn downstage, and I heard this huge scream and this clunk, and then all this kerfuffling, and I was turned away from him, and the lights came up, and I turned around, and he and the other actors were corpsing, and they were laughing.
Corpsing?
You know, it's a term when you can't stop laughing on stage.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Corpsing?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had an audience corpse on me, actually. I I never heard that. It's corpsing?
It's when you're trying not to laugh.
When they put the gun down, Bob. You know, so that would be corpsing?
But he actually fell off the stage into the lap of someone in the front row who couldn't believe that Hugo Weaving had fallen into her lap and didn't want to let him go.
Really?
He was trying to struggle up before the lights came up, and I had no idea.
Well, I never heard corpsing. I will write that down.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen to you.
Well, no, it does happen sometimes.
But you know, when you get stage fright, you know, people die on stage.
Right.
But when you cannot stop laughing, it's...
I always like the gun. Who's it? Somebody had that story with the gun where they're on stage and they're going, "I will shoot you. I will shoot you." And then obviously the guy off stage isn't doing the gun, so he picks it up, "I'll stab you." Bang! And then, kind of stupid. Now, you won the Oscar last year for The Aviator. Congratulations. I haven't seen it.
I did.
Now, what was that like? That's got to be
You get a musical cue when you win an Oscar. That's nice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It doesn't happen at home.
That's right. That's right. Say Oscar, bring and the violins go up. I mean, what was that like? Did it seem surreal to you? Was it...
It was strange. I don't think it really hit me until about a week later.
Right.
And I was going to be very modest about it and, you know, put in the loo like Emma Thompson.
Right.
But then we had this grand piano in the house that we were living in, and I got home and just went, no, polished up the grand piano and put it right in the middle.
Yeah, that's almost,
that might be... It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, how long before you get your name on it? Do they send you the thing? You have to glue it on?
Yeah,
you
do have to glue it on. I'm really bad at gluing it, so I put it upside down, and then it's part peeling off.
Oh, you know when you get it, and then it's like crooked, you know, and then the gold peels off, and now you go, oh, my Oscar's all ruined. You gotta get it. Because it's not really solid gold. It would be nice if it was. But look,
it's not solid gold?
No, I've ruined it for you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Only Americans get the solid gold.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll take a break. More with Kate right after this break. Cate Blanchett, The Good German is the movie. You have another movie out now with Brad Pitt, Babel.
I do. I've worked with the two sexiest men alive.
Oh, that's right.
So they keep telling me.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, without telling me, is one sexier than the other?
Well, they both have something in common. In The Good German, which I do with George, he wore his pants very high.
Yeah.
Which I think he sort of copied. Well, it was a 40s style, but... That was a character choice that Brad made in Babel as well.
Really?
So before an emotional scene, he decided his characters had what I call hungry bum. You know, with your
hungry bum?
It's your bum's so hungry it's kind of eating your pants. And it happens to guys who kind of belt their pants quite. There's probably, I don't know, there's a few of you in the audience. Yeah, and
hungry
so
bum.
It was just a decision he'd made. So before he kind of got into you'd see him in the distance hiking his pants up. And then when I got to The Good German, George was doing the same thing. But I don't think it was deliberately. Oh. It's not particularly sexy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like... hungry bum doesn't sound the least bit attractive. No. And that's is that Australian or English?
I don't know. Do you have that term? What would you call it?
Well, here you might call that an atomic wedgie. Pull up. Or goosing, or to goose someone.
A goosing.
Do they have goosing?
But you don't goose yourself, do you? Well, Brad
Unless
does.
You're really lonely. Yeah. I mean, if you're so handsome, if you're the sexiest guy, I guess you could goose yourself.
I suppose, yeah.
Because really, who could goose you better than yourself? If you're the sexiest?
And he was in the Moroccan desert, so he probably didn't have a lot of options.
But without telling me which one, do you think one is sexier than the other?
Look, should we have a show of
I don't know, I'm curious. I'm just as a woman, you walk in a bar, there's one guy, they've both made eye contact with you. Which would you have to tell me which?
They're both looking into one another's eyes. There's something sick going on with those.
And then they go over and they pull each other's pants up. That's what it is, yeah. Now, was the German accent hard? You know, we should tell people, this is The Good German, you're in with Clooney. It's a period movie, it's black and white, and it looks just like a 1940s movie. And I must say, your acting is terrific, because you really look like a period actor with the German act. Did you study like Marlene Dietrich?
Yeah, it was Steven Soderbergh directed, and I mean, I think it's a feast. It's sort of, it looks like a 40s film, but then you've got modern actors, modern language. It's quite, you know, the violence is very modern.
Right.
But we shot on the back lot at Universal, all in black and white, using the old cameras.
Right.
And a very heightened sort of acting style.
And old cameras as well?
Yeah, yeah, one camera. at a time with a little wheel on it. And, you know, the old-fashioned mics. So it changed the acting style. And I was playing a German. And so rather than doing what they did in the 40s, which is, you know, like James Mason had a cod German accent, I wanted to make sure that it was like I was a German actress playing the role. So I looked at Dietrich and Ingrid Bergman and a German actress called Hildegard Neff. It was fantastic to do the research.
Now, was it odd because it's so the style is somewhat over the top as you know.
I wish I'd seen you before. I would have done that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But I mean, as you enter a room, you know, and the music. Dun, 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 you know, all those. I mean, I remember that as a kid watching those movies, and that's what sort of makes it fun. Did it feel alien to do that kind of sort of broad gesture?
Really, really alien. And there were several times, you know, that George and I would have these clinch scenes because, you know, people didn't kiss the way they kiss now in films. It was, you know, it was all very. It was very incredibly beautiful.
Then.
They didn't.
No.
So, right. What family did you come from?
No, in the movies they just kind of went like that, and it's sort of that's all you saw.
But so it was quite. I mean, it was a very beautiful thing to do, but it often felt very awkward.
Well, let's show people a clip because you know, if I didn't know better, I would say
there he is.
This was an actress right out of the 40s. Let's see. Here we go. Let's take a look. The Good German.
1,000 marks. That's the deal, isn't it?
You're going to take off your clothes?
Nationwide. Cate, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be right back with Larry the Cable Guy right after this. My next guest, one of the funniest comedians around, he'll be appearing February 10th at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. Yes, sir, Bob. His CD, A Very Larry Christmas, #1 on the comedy charts. Please welcome Larry the Cable Guy.
Boy,
you two look like the worst eHarmony matchup I've ever seen.
That's right. I also seen her changing in the dressing room.
Yeah, really?
Well, a lot in common. You and I are wearing the same thong. Only mine started out as boxer shorts.
Really? Yeah.
I got to do laundry. You know, I'm also doing, I know you do all these fancy pictures. I'm doing an independent film as well.
Really?
That's right. It's about an Indian prostitute that finds religion.
Yeah.
The Squaw Skank Redemption.
Really? The Squaw Skank Redemption.
That's right. That's gonna be a good picture.
Wow.
Get her done.
Now, it's been a while since you've been here. How you been? Everything all right?
You know what? Been doing real good. I do got to tell you this. I got a buddy of mine bugging me. You have friends that bug you?
No.
Well, I got some friends bugging me. He's all upset. He called me up 5 times upset because he slept with his third cousin. Mm. And I'm like, dude, if it bothers you that much, quit counting them.
Yeah. I know you're just in Las Vegas. You have fun? You have fun? You like Vegas? That's your kind of
know,
thing?
I do enjoy Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I have a great time out there. But a weird thing happened to me. I was there for 3 days. My toilet wouldn't flush the entire time I was out there. I could not figure out why, because I cut out processed cheese before I went out there.
Yeah.
And I took off the lid to my toilet tank.
Right.
You ain't gonna believe what's in there. David Blaine.
Wow.
You believe that? That magician holding his breath in my turd tank for 3 days. That boy is good.
Wow. That's amazing.
That boy is good, but I love Las Vegas. You know, they got a lot of entertainment out there, Jay, in Las Vegas. And one of the first concerts I ever seen was Van Halen.
Van Halen, sure.
One of the first ones. I had second row tickets to Van Halen. Didn't see none of the concert because the girl, some blonde next to me, took her top off and jumped up and down the whole daggone concert. I watched the whole Van Halen concert for 2 hours like this. Yeah, I had to wear a neck brace for a month and a half, but
really?
It was definitely worth it. And I do love concerts. You go to concerts?
Sometimes.
Well, we'll have to take you to one.
Probably go to different concerts, I imagine.
Boy, I got some Molly Hatchet tickets. All right, but you like Molly Hatchet?
No.
Well, you need to get with it. No, but I went, you know how they do the lighter deal? You know how, I never knew what that meant when I first started going to concerts, and I went to a Skinner concert one time, and everybody threw the lighters up and the matches. I thought, boy, that's weird. Everybody just farted at the same time out there. That's weird. That's unbelievable.
What are the chances of that, really?
Yeah. I tell you what, I
think you're really making an impression.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I think she likes you. You might be the third sexiest.
Well,
you get out here to L.A. very often?
You know what? I come out during a ceasefire. That's the only time I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what. You see some stuff. You ever seen them magazines that always have the headlines for the ladies on? Always says 50 is the new 40.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them magazines and sent them to my cousin. Hopefully he can convince the judge that 16 is the new 21. But I seen something weird here. You see all kinds of stuff. I seen Hugh Hefner. How old is he now? 100 and something? Or
Yeah. Getting up there.
He's getting up there. But I seen him. I'm making this up. I seen him walking down the street with a Playboy bunny under each arm. I swear I thought they was filming Weekend at Bernie's 3 out there. I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. I feel sorry for that guy. He's surrounded by all them good-looking Playboy bunnies who can't do nothing. You know what I mean? It's like a little kid at Disney World. Can't go on none of the really good rides. You know what I mean? Too small.
Yeah. Now, congratulations on your baby. You had a baby boy. It must be very exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got a... That's right. You can get real good ones on eBay after, too.
Yeah,
you know, they're real good. But, no, he's real cute. We already sold his pictures for $300 at Bass Pro Shop. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Bass Pro Shop?
That's right. But I tell you what, my wife's tiny, so she's all worried about childbirth, and it's rough. I'm telling you what. I mean, she's in there screaming and pushing and sweating and screaming and biting down on a stick. Ugh. You know, now she knows how I feel after a couple of Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
You know? I was backed up like a urinal on St. Patrick's Day after I had some of those.
I think you're really making an impression.
Hey, I'm just telling the truth. It was rough. She's having the baby. She's like, you know, I'm in the toilet next to her. You know. I'm yelling at the doctor. I'm like, hey, I need another epidural in here. My mom's like, how's the baby? Baby's fine. I had a C-section. I mean, it's rough, these kids, but you learn a lot, though, when you have kids. For instance, did you know this? If a baby poops his diaper, you ain't supposed to hit him with a rolled-up newspaper.
And how quickly did you learn that?
Oh, real quick. I guess I built that house out back for no reason at all, too, that little house, you know, but... No, he is a cute kid, though. He is a cute kid.
Now, how's the dieting going? I know you've been trying to diet.
That ain't going too good,
No.
Jake. I had a threesome last week. I was all by myself.
Yeah.
Not going good. Yeah, but I try to keep in shape. You know, it's Thanksgiving kills me.
Yeah.
You know what? My brother always does all the cooking. My wife's not that good a cook. We have the same thing every night, you know, nausea.
Yeah.
And it's real good. Her meatloaf was on Fear Factor last year.
Really?
But
Hey, you got the...
I appreciate it. But he just does it real rich. We deep fry the turkey and then we dip it in dark chocolate and roll it in marshmallows.
Yeah.
All right? So it's kind of rough.
Well, listen, are you going to be at the February 10th at Radio City Music Hall?
Yeah, how's that, boy? Look
February
for the Lord to come through the clouds that day, right?
Yeah. February 10th. Well, you better get on the stick. That's
That's
only like 4
right.
months away. Good luck, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks a
Thank you,
lot,
Larry the
man.
Cable Guy. We're right back with Swan Billy Ray right after this. I want to thank all my guests, Larry the Cable Guy. Larry, thank you very much. Larry Christmas. And, of course, Cate Blanchett, the Good German. Stay tuned for Conan coming up next. Good night, everybody.